Have you ever been in a season where everything felt hard and you couldn't figure out whether you're supposed to push through or actually let go? And if you have, then this video is going to change the way you make decisions for the rest of your life. Because there's a difference between adversity and resistance, and most of the time it's hard to tell the two apart. But that same inability to tell them apart costs. It costs time, it costs energy, it costs confidence. And most of the time, it will cost you your actual destiny. Let's start with adversity. Adversity is not your enemy. Adversity is an invitation. It's the universe saying, before you go to the next level, there's something inside of you that we need to develop. We need to refine. We need to upgrade. See, adversity is the internal work wearing an external costume. It shows up as challenges, discomfort, confusion, and sometimes even delay. But underneath all of that is always asking the same question. Are you becoming who you need to be for what you say you want? Are you becoming who you need to be for what you say you want? Are you becoming who you need to be for what you say you want? See, adversity does not come to stop you, it comes to strengthen you. It comes to strip away everything that is not in alignment with where you're going. It comes to develop the parts of you that are not yet ready for the next level. And here's the most important thing to understand about adversity. It is not asking you to change your direction. This is a very strong distinction between the two. So it's not coming to say, hey, you're going in the wrong direction. It's asking you to change from the inside. So the question is, how do you know when you're experiencing adversity? Here are the visible and also the non-visible, the invisible cues. So visibly, the signs of adversity may feel like things are taking longer than expected, but they're still moving, like there's still some motion. You're being stretched in ways that feels uncomfortable, but really necessary. The challenge is also asking something very specific of you, like more patience, more discipline, more faith, maybe even more skill. Also, when you push through a moment of adversity, you feel stronger on the other side. And also the direction still feels right, even when the journey feels hard. So that's adversity from the visible perspective. And now on the invisible side of adversity, there's a deep knowing that this is still your path, even when it feels painful. There's a sense of challenge that you're growing into somebody new. The discomfort feels purposeful, not pointless. And there's something inside of you that says push, even when the outside is saying, no. You also can feel yourself becoming someone different through the process. That's a very clear indicator. Adversity has a quality of depth to it. It's not loud, it's not fast, it is slow, it is deliberate, and it is transformative. Resistance is very different. It's external feedback. Resistance tends to move and arrive fast, repeatedly from multiple different directions at one time. Resistance is not asking you to develop inwardly. Resistance is telling you that something about this direction, the timing, the vehicle, or the approach, something is out of alignment. Resistance is the universe saying, not this way. It's a recalibration signal. It's not failure. It's not rejection. It's simply redirection. And see, the thing about it is the woman who can feel and read resistance correctly does not waste years forcing something that was never meant to go in the direction. She pivots with the wisdom instead of pushing with exhaustion. So how do you know when you're experiencing resistance? Well, the visible side of resistance is doors closing back to back, not once, not twice, but repeatedly. Like it's very noticeable. Things that should be very simple keep hitting unnecessary complications. The more you push, the harder it gets. There's no flow, there's no momentum, there's no rhythm, there's no traction. External feedback keeps arriving from multiple unconnected sources saying the same exact thing. Opportunities fall through at the last minute consistently. The energy around the situation feels forced, heavy, and draining. Now, the invisible signs of resistance is a quiet, nagging feeling that's not quite right, even when you cannot explain why. Your intuition keeps pulling you in a different direction, but your ego keeps like pushing forward. You feel exhausted by the pursuit in a way that feels different from normal hard work. Also, something feels off, right? But you keep ignoring it because you're committed to the plan. And deep down, you already know, but you're not ready to admit it yet or even put language to it yet. See, resistance have a quality of friction to it. It's loud, it's fast, it's repetitive. And it's the universe sending the same message through different messengers until you finally hear it. I want to share something personal with you because I know that this will make it all real. After my first year deciding that I'm gonna be a full-time entrepreneur, I tried to go back to a job. I tried to go back to something stable, something predictable. I tried to go back to something that felt safer than the uncertainty of me building my own thing. And back to back, like clockwork, every single attempt fell through. I still remember it to this day. Misalignment after misalignment. And for a long time, I kept pushing. I'm from New York. I told myself I just needed to find the right opportunity, the right position, the right timing, but the doors kept closing. And also, as I was developing my morals and my values and my beliefs, every single opportunity, the person in charge, the CEO, the interviewer, whoever, their energy was just off, right? The more empathetic I became, I could feel it. And eventually I had to get honest with myself. Like, this was not adversity asking me to develop. This was resistance telling me, not this way. No, babe, no. Actually, no. Every door closed was external feedback arriving fast and consistent from multiple directions, saying the same thing. You are not built for someone else's stage. You are built to create your own. And the moment I stopped pushing through the resistance and I surrendered to what adversity had been building inside of me all along, everything shifted. I stopped trying to fit into a lane that wasn't designed for me, and I built my own. And if you're watching this and you're ever in a room that feels too small and it agitates you, this is your sign. This is when my whole entire journey of entrepreneurship began. And here I am, 9 years later because of it. So let's get practical. Knowing the difference is one thing, but knowing what to do is everything. When you're in adversity, here's what you do. You get still. Adversity requires inward movement, not outward force. Ask yourself, what in me is developing? Like, what is this developing within inside of me? What about my character is changing? I want you to identify the specific qualities that are being alchemized. Is it patience? Is it discipline? Is it faith? Is it resilience? Is it clarity? I know for me, faith is always the number one. Every time I get back into my faith and my spiritual connection, I'm like, okay, that's what it was. I needed to tap in. I was tapped out. I needed to tap in, completely forgetting that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, not a human being having a human experience. Also, commit to the process, not just the outcome. Trust that the change is not going to stop you. It's simply preparing you. India.Arie, and what song was this? But she said, what didn't demolish me, polished me. And that was so good. Because if I think about all the things that I thought were demolishing me, or I was competing against them and fighting against them to make sure they didn't demolish me, they were polishing, they were for me. They were all my team. They were polishing me. So in reference to adversity, keep moving forward slowly, intentionally, consistently. And remember, adversity is not a stop sign, it's a growth requirement. So even if for some reason you bypass whatever experience without doing the growth, you will be awarded more opportunities to grow whatever that thing was, be it the patience, be it the faith, be it the emotional intelligence. You'll be awarded the opportunity to go back and develop. And you know what? This is not just in business. This is also in life and relationships. I have developed so much as a mother because my daughter reflects back to me things within my character that needs to be polished in a very gentle way. She does it in a very gentle way. But here's what I could do. I could say, well, I'm the adult, I'm the parent. I'm right, you're wrong. And then move on and move forward. But I always find what in me is being developed. If this is adversity and we're having a challenge here, what within me? What is it within me that needs some tweak, refinement, a little polish, little shimmy up? See, sometimes our pride gets in the way, and we need pride. Let's be clear. I'm a fan of having a healthy ego. We need pride. But when pride gets in the way of us learning the lessons that adversity comes to serve us on a platter, it's wasting our time, energy. Now I'm gonna have to repeat this because you was in a way. Now let's talk about resistance. Here's what you do. Pause before you push harder. Very similar to the stillness. It's interesting that when we slow down, things around us become more clear. You want to look for the pattern. Is this just one closed door or is this a consistent theme? Ask yourself, am I pushing because this is right? Or am I pushing because I'm afraid of what letting go means and what that looks like? On the other side, I don't know. Am I afraid of that? Or am I pushing because it's in alignment? You also want to get honest about whether this direction still feels aligned or whether you've been forcing it. Listen to the external feedback arriving from multiple different sources. Be willing to pivot. Pivoting is not quitting. Pivoting is wisdom. And ask if the resistance is the redirection, where might it be redirecting me toward? And you might even get a little excited about that because it opens your mind up to possibilities. And here's a question that will help you tell whether it's adversity or resistance. Does this hard thing feel like it's building me or draining me? See, adversity builds even when it hurts. Resistance drains even when you're working hard. This distinction will save you years. When you learn how to read adversity and resistance correctly, you stop abandoning the things that were meant for you, and you also stop forcing the things that were never meant to go that way. You become a woman who moves with wisdom instead of just willpower. You stop wasting energy on closed doors. You start walking confidently through the ones that keep opening. Your business becomes a place of flow instead of force. Your decisions become rooted in discernment instead of fear. And your journey, even the hard parts, they start to make sense. The dots begin to connect. Because when you finally have the language for what you've always been experiencing, adversity was developing you and resistance was redirecting you. And both of them were always working in your favor. I hope this video gave you the language for something that you've been feeling but couldn't quite name. And if you're in a season right now where you cannot tell whether to push through or let go, I have one-on-ones available. Click the link below. And I'll see you on the other side of Zoom. And I want to leave you with this one last thing. Time is your greatest asset. Something that I've learned in my life is that speed isn't as important as alignment. You can go very fast in the wrong direction, which means that you're going to have to backtrack, redirect, and possibly go in the right direction. But alignment, even if it's slow alignment, let me take that slow alignment for 200. Even if it's slow alignment, the journey is much more valuable. Speed is not greater than alignment when we talk about your purpose. I'm Nubia K. Sade. If you found this video helpful, definitely drop a comment inside of the comment section, like this video, and subscribe for more so that way I can pop up on your feed. And I'm affirming that this hit you at the right time. Ciao for now.